Generational curses is what we're talking about today. Marcus is my name. Thanks for stopping by. For as far back as I can remember, I've always felt like my family was cursed. I've always felt that. I've never had a granddaddy. I've never seen a granddaddy on neither side. I've never met my dad's mom. The only grandparent I've ever known was my mom's mom. And that's who raised me up. Her house was right behind the church. It was on the church property. That's why you heard me in other videos say when I called my baby mama over to tell her the news that I was on the church property. That's why I said that, because that's where I went to, relax my mind at. My grandmother was a maid. She was a housemaid, with the white coat, with the white bottom, with the white dress, with the white stockings, with the white shoes. I used to help my grandmother put her girdle on, when she got ready for work. We had a smokehouse and everything outside. I'm 45. We had a smokehouse and everything. My grandmother had 9 kids. And 5 of them really never left. Not really. They primarily stayed there with us. Nobody done any real work. The kind of work that they did, it was like hotel, like room cleaning kind of work, not discrediting that, but that was the only work the ladies done. That was the only kind of work they did. And my uncle stayed there. He stayed there. I'll get on him a little later. But nobody really had anything. Nobody owned any homes. Nobody really had any vehicles. Nobody had any money. Nobody didn't really have nothing. So being a young dude, seeing that, man, I never really saw I thought that's the same kind of life I was gonna have. And my uncle was there, and man, he was the only male figure we had. Cause keep in mind, me and my grandmother's kids, my cousins, none of us had no daddy. Oh man, we were running wild. Nobody really, we didn't have no guidance. Nobody really, we didn't have no instructions on nothing. But anyway, they were doing drugs. But man, my people they were doing drugs. And they were violent. My uncle got killed on the work site trying to rob his boss man. He tried to stab his boss man. His boss man pulled his gun out and killed my uncle right there on the work site, right there in town. My Uncle Moses has been in and out of jail all his life. And he's my uncle, but he's like a father, he's like a dad to me. He was the only influence I had. When I took my picture my senior year, when I won my MVP trophy my senior year in football, everything I had on was his blazer, his necktie, the dress shirt, the cufflinks, the belt, the pants, the socks, the shoes. I think I had his underwear on. Everything I had on was his. He taught me how to tie a necktie. He got me my first job. He introduced me to baseball. He came to my baseball games. When I played at the All-Star game in Nashville, he drove me all the way to Vanderbilt Stadium. Drove me all the way in his Bronco. But he caused my grandmother great pain. He was in and out of jail. He was always in trouble. And every vehicle my grandmother had, he lost it with drugs. He lost his daddy gifted, when his dad passed away, he was gifted a Bronco. He lost it due to drugs. A nice truck. He lost it with drugs. Every car my grandmother get, he would lose it in drugs, and the whole time he'd be in jail, she'd be in the kitchen cleaning up and crying, complaining about how she don't know why he can't get his life together. I hated his guts. I did, because of the pain he caused my grandmother. And right before he got out, she would buy another vehicle, get his room together in the back, and get ready for him. And when he got out, he would do right for a minute, and he would go back and do the same thing. He would lose that vehicle. The first time I seen him smoke crack, I was devastated. It was like watching your hero go down. I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe what I seen. And every time he got in trouble, she would go get him. She would go get him.